Welcome to another OG55 Live. I got Tones TV in the house, and there he is. And we got Mr. Webba is back. Today, we're taking all your questions. It's an Ask Us Anything live show, whether it's movies, theme parks, or whatever. If you want to talk music, whatever it may be, it's OG50 Live, Tones Poppy, Mr. Webba in the house. Let's go. Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG55 Ask Us Anything edition. In the chat's already blowing up. I want to thank all of Tones' audience. We got Alyssa in the house. We got Oleg. We got
Oleg.
We got Oleg. Yeah. We got Jose in the house. We got Mr. Matthew Murr, Mr. T.S. Wade. We have Andrew Kellogg. But before we dive into these questions, Tones, how are you, sir?
I'm blessed, brother. I can't complain. I've been enjoying content as of late. A Night in the Seven Kingdoms just ended, and we've been covering that nonstop. And we've been doing a lot of things. We got Paradise just finished episode 2, about to work on episode 3 of that show. House of the Dragons coming out this year. I have content filled. So I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody at home, if you're watching this from OG55 channel, make sure you subscribe to Tones. Yes, he's family here at OG55. We love Tones Poppy. He does a lot of great stuff, whether it be Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon stuff, a lot of studio size stuff, and a lot of great perspectives. So make sure you follow and support Mr.
Absolutely.
Tones.
And Poppy. You guys go from here to Orange Girl 55 and go show him some love, chat. That's family right there.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. And we got Mr. Webba, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in the house. What's going on, Webba, dude?
What's up, OG? Man, how you doing?
Good, man. So where can everybody find you on social media, sir?
Yeah, so you can find me across all platforms at Webcast Citizen. So I will be there, and I just started up my YouTube channel. So I'm just starting up. I have 3 videos up there already, and looking forward to put out more. So there we go.
All right. Well, let's rock and roll. We got some great questions. Hey, Bob is in the house. What's going on, Barry Place? Always good to see you, brother. All right, let's rock and roll here. Remy D, what do you guys think of the new official trailer for Mando and Grogu? Did it restore your hope in Star Wars? Tones, did you see this? Did it restore your hope?
Yeah, I mean, I've loved Mando and Grogu the whole time. Like, the show was phenomenal. It was the one thing in the Star Wars universe that I've been liking as of late. Restore it. Yes and no. I think the trilogies that we get with these movies will be the make or break for any of Star Wars stuff. We'll just be happy to, because that's one thing that we know that's going to connect. Obviously, the side character or the side movies that we get with Star Wars, they don't necessarily, they connect in a way, but it's like, it's canon, but it's not going to be related to any of the trilogy movies that we're accustomed to. But I think it's going to be fun getting another Star Wars movie that doesn't have to have a trilogy to it for it to make sense. And this is a perfect movie to do that, if that makes sense. So
no, said.
I agree. I think it is a kind of a restore the hope that we're going to get more content and better content.
100%. Yeah, I was very critical of the Super Bowl ad that they did. That whole thing. It was like a spoof on the old Budweiser ad with the Clydesdale horses.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I mean, like, you had that moment for the Super Bowl to really shine, and they kind of dropped the ball with that one, right? But I think it was like last week that we got that new trailer that Remy D is referring to, and that one was sick. And that's what we should have saw at the Super Bowl. So I agree with Tones. I like this. I like the fact that we are getting Mando and Grogu. I love this franchise. I think it's fun, man. I mean, it's honestly crazy because Mandalorian is honestly, I think culturally has moved the needle more for Star Wars than the sequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy made a lot of money. I mean, each movie crossed over $1 billion, but I think culturally it never really landed. But Mando did. Mando landed. Like, that's a big deal. And so yeah, I think this movie think it'll do well. I think
Mhm.
it'll probably cross 1 billion, and we'll see. We got our boy Filoni on there, and I think Favreau is also involved, so it should be pretty good. Mr. Webber, what are your thoughts on the trailer? What do you feel about it, bro?
Yeah, no, so it was good. I know that there's a lot of issues with people in Star Wars right now. I know some people just kind of don't care about the franchise right now, which is really unfortunate. But I'm really excited for it, and I love Grogu. Grogu has been my favorite thing to really come out the past few years for Star Wars. He's like the cutest little thing ever. But also, Mando is great too. I'm very curious as to, I really hope this movie lands because we need interest back from the community in Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the fandom has lost, like they have lost too much faith in the franchise, and we need that faith brought back in, or interest brought back in from the fandom. Also, I'm very curious too. Do you guys remember a while back when they did like so when they did Solo, and then was there another movie that they came out that was it separate, that was separate from the trilogy, when they didn't do like the crawl? Are they going to have a crawl for this? Are they going to start doing a crawl again with like the theme and
Mm.
everything, or is that still like like a what do we call it? Like anthology film?
Yeah. Oh
I'm
man, you're
not too
bringing it
sure.
back, huh? You're bringing it back because Rogue One didn't have a crawl, I don't think,
No, no, it didn't.
and neither did Solo. You're right. They had like a different version of it, but it wasn't the traditional Star Wars crawl.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to bring that back. I think they should. I think they should. I like the crawl. I mean, that's what
I
makes it
think
Star Wars. What say you, Tones? You
exactly.
think they should bring back the crawl or?
Wait, what is I'm confused. I'm what is
The
the crawl?
crawl is how like when a Star Wars movie starts, you see the title and then like the little like
Dun, dun,
yeah
dun.
the little
Oh,
synopsis.
it tells you the little synopsis of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't
Like
even notice that, bro. It
they
wasn't
didn't
in
do
those
it.
movies?
No, not in Solo and not in Rogue One. Only
Oh,
for
dude.
trilogy, only for the sequel trilogy.
I didn't know that. Yeah, fuck yeah, bring it back. Star Wars. That's what Star Wars is known for. The crawl.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly,
shit. Okay.
exactly.
Wow, that's insane. I did not know that.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, hopefully the movie does really well. Hopefully it gets fans kind of excited again. We got this one, and then I think the other movie's called Starfighter with Ryan Gosling. So that's gonna be
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, although
So
I will say I still want a Rogue Squadron movie though. Like those games were fire back in the day by LucasArts. Look at those
Yeah.
games are awesome. So I'm excited for Starfighter for sure, right? Because I love dogfighting and like spaceships and stuff. But I do want a Rogue Squadron movie though. Let's get that movie going. Come on.
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, aren't you playing right now, Ebba? Aren't you playing some Star Wars game? I thought what was that game that came out? Galactic Racer, I think it's something like that.
No, so Galactic Racer doesn't come out until later.
Oh, okay. It's not out
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Okay.
Then there's also a Star Wars game that there was a CGI trailer called Star Wars Eclipse, which looked really dope, but that was shown like a couple of years ago or 3 years ago. We have heard nothing about it since then.
You know,
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
you know what game you have to play that I want to play still, Webba, is the Dune game. Have you seen that? The Dune
Which one?
games? Dune?
Oh, dude, no, I haven't.
Dude,
But
they're so sick.
what I told Candid, I'm gonna tell you now, you should play the Elder Scrolls games, especially a Skyrim.
Wait, didn't he played Skyrim, didn't he?
No, not him, you.
Oh, me. I know I
Yeah.
have to, but he has, right? That's like his favorite game.
He has. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. I mean, if you love like the kind of like Viking or like dragons and
Yeah.
kind of Game of Thronesy type of stuff, dude, you will love Skyrim, man.
Yeah, I do have to play Skyrim. You're
Yeah,
correct.
no, the Elder Scroll thing. When I was watching Eva play it, I even told Eva, I'm like, bro, Tones would love this one because it has that kind of vibe, right? Like that
Mhm.
Game of Thrones kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
Definitely.
But Alyssa here says, what is your favorite movie era and why? You know what? I got to go with the 90s. The 90s they were just dropping banger after banger in the 90s. We had that Disney animated renaissance. We had movies like Jurassic Park. I mean, that was such a good decade for movies. I don't know, that's me. What would say you, Tones?
See, I like to I want to say like late 90s, early 2000s with like all the Will Smith, like the Bad Boys movies, and you got the Martin Lawrence movies, and then you got the Adam Sandler movies. Like I was talking about this on my stream the other day. Adam Sandler movies will never be replicated in a way Adam Sandler did it because he made so many funny movies. It was him and his main cast that he would have in these movies, but they didn't take away from like the movie. Like if you saw Mr. Deeds, it didn't take away from Happy Gilmore, or like Happy Gilmore didn't take away from Click. Like it was one of those casts where they all fit perfectly within their character that they played for that movie. And we're never going to see that again. We're never going to see an Adam Sandler type of style movie the way he did it. And I loved those Adam Sandler movies. I loved watching, Bad Boys, or you guys ever seen Black Knight
No, never
with
saw.
Martin Lawrence?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, it's fucking hilarious, bro. And then you got Wedding Crashers with like Owen Wilson, those kind of movies. Like those were a good era for me of watching film. So that's my opinion though.
There was a great stand-up special. I think it was the 90s. It was called The Kings of Comedy. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Yes, it's Def Jam. Def Jam, right?
Yeah, man, it was Cedric the
Yeah.
Entertainer, and it
Dude,
was
so
amazing.
good.
Oh, I love it. The
Absolutely.
90s were just a great time. What about
Yeah.
you, Webba? What's your favorite era?
Dude, I mean, it has to be the 90s. I would say 90s, and then like what Tom was saying, early 2000s, because there still was a lot of stuff there. Because I was born in 91, so I grew up with all the 90s stuff, and then of course all of the early 2000s stuff. So all those were just like bangers and hitters, dude.
Yeah.
And also too, you have stuff that came out like the official Rugrats movies. You had a Good Burger, Do My Car, right? You had all those movies,
those, bro.
But don't-
Yes.
Yes. So those are awesome movies, dude. And yeah, it was just great times and even I would talk to my mom about this, and she'd be like, "Do you remember back when you were little? All the movies, we were at the movie theaters all the time because every movie that was coming out was just so good." Nowadays, and that's another problem too with Hollywood right now, right? Yeah, I mean, one, you have the whole AI thing, but then the other issue is like that a lot of movies coming out from these studios are just like meh to like, it's okay,
And
like
high fucking budget too.
high
Yeah.
budget, dude, and they're like just losing money, man. And it's
Yeah.
just it's not good all around, and we're not having those consistent hitters,
Yeah.
So
No, well said, well said. Now we got Provost Park Pass in the house. Amanda, it is always good to see you. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you so much. Everybody at home, Provost Park Pass does amazing Disney park content. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. They're also on Instagram, all the social media platforms. We love Chris and Amanda. Provost Park Pass is asking super important question. This is Amanda, by the way. Who's your favorite Disney princess? So Amanda, my favorite Disney princess, I have to say, is Ariel, the Little Mermaid. That movie hit for me so hard. The music was one of Disney's best scores and soundtracks of all time. I will say that. I love Howard Ashman. I think he is an absolute legend. I think Disney owes Howard Ashman so much. I mean, the company was going under. The company was like this close to being bought and sold off in pieces. All of the animators were kicked out of their studio. They were working out of like trailers and like bungalows and stuff. And they did Little Mermaid. Howard Ashman was in there. He did the music. Gorgeous film. It changed the trajectory of Disney forever. Ariel is a great princess. She's awesome. So Ariel is my girl. She's great. I also have two honorable mentions, which is Snow White, because come on. I mean, that was Walt Disney's baby, right? That was the very first animated movie. You can't go wrong with Snow White. I think that's a masterpiece of a film. Also, Rapunzel. I thought Rapunzel was a great character. She was really fun. And her movie also changed the game, because that was the first, like, in my opinion, the first time we saw CGI where it could work for human characters. Like when you watch like the original Toy Story, some of those human characters were pretty rough. You know what I'm saying? But like Tangled was the first movie where it was like, wow, okay, they can actually do a fairy tale with like the characters actually look pretty decent, you know? So yeah, I'm going Ariel number 1, and the two honorable mentions is Snow White and then Rapunzel. What say you, Webba? Then I'll go to Mr. Tone's Poppy.
I don't know if I actually have a favorite. I know it's probably kind of a cop out, but I do have maybe a couple that do kind of stand out to me for sure. One is Belle, just because one is tied to a movie that's just one of the best kind of Disney movies ever, and also Belle too. She's more of a intelligence woman in her movie out of all the other girls that that were falling over Gaston. And then I would say another one is actually Tiana, because Tiana is someone who, you know, she was a hustler, man. She was grinding, trying to work her money to get her restaurant, right? And I'm like, damn, man, that's something I respect. That's a hustler
Mhm.
right there, you know.
Yeah, no, Tiana's great. Tiana's absolutely great. What say you, Mr. Tones Poppy? What do you think, man?
Yeah, Tiana is one of my favorites. Just exactly what Webba said. Like she grinded for where she was, literally, and that it was just fun to watch. But I mean, is Mulan considered a princess?
I mean, no, not technically, but if you want to, you could add her in there. We're not gonna.
Mulan, I mean, yeah, you're right. She's not. Maybe she's not a princess. Now that I think about it, but Mulan, I thought she's one of my favorite like female characters in the Disney realm, just because of what she did to like for her father, and like everyone can relate to that. You know, everyone who can relate to or what she did for her father and her family, I thought was amazing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. Actually, another great princess. She's not technically a Disney princess, but I guess she kind of is. Is Merida from Brave. I actually liked Brave. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I thought it was a cool movie. I liked it a lot.
Oh, actually, if I could throw another one, how about Anastasia?
Yes, someone mentioned that in the chat. She's technically a Disney princess now.
Yes,
She's a Disney princess now. Yep.
That's hilarious.
Andy with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Andy. Appreciate you, sir. Rest in peace.
Andy.
Yep, Andy, what's going on? Rest in peace, Robert Carradine. Yeah, Robert passed away today. He was the dad on Lizzie McGuire, and then he was also in Revenge of the Nerds. Right? You know, crazy man. And he was
what's his name died too the other day? What's his name? Dane, something Dane, Robert Dane or something like that.
Yeah, from ALS, right?
Yes. Oh my god, dude! When I found that out, that was crazy.
What show was he on? Was it?
He was on Grey's Anatomy.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Eric Dane. There you go, Eric Dane. He was on Grey's Anatomy. He was on The Last Ship. I don't know if you guys have ever watched The Last Ship. Very underrated show. He was also on Euphoria. Another good show he was on. But great fucking actor, man. R.I.P. to him as well.
Absolutely, dude. We've lost so many people the past year or so. It's crazy, you know. And we just lost. Gosh, now I forgot her name. I'm drawing a blank. The mom from Home Alone.
Oh yes, yeah, we did.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
we just lost her. You know, it's just it's wild, man. It's wild. Mr. Matthew Murr, all the way from the UK. We always
Catherine O'Hara, by the way. Catherine
O'Hara. Thank you, Tones. I appreciate you. Matthew Murr here, all the way from the UK with 10 euros. Matthew says, I know you've poured cold water on the idea of a boycott of Disney stopping them from enabling Sora users to use their IP, but a shareholder mutiny might. What if margins simply failed to rise and shareholders traced it back to Sora, turning people away? What would that force Diamaro to alter the terms of Sora and deal and make it exclusively about IP protection? Yeah, I mean, I don't think a boycott's really going to do it's the problem with doing Disney boycotts.
No, go ahead. Finish it out. I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah, no. I was just saying the problem with Disney boycotts, Matthew, is that they're almost impossible to do because they own so much. You know.
Yeah.
But Tones, I'll go ahead and go back to the first part of it.
I guess can you break that down for me? I didn't understand what he was saying.
So he's saying that like because Sora is that AI.
Yeah.
So he's saying that he was suggesting like maybe they should have like like a boycott of Disney because because Disney's getting involved with these AI companies and what have you. And
they're involved with Sora?
They're involved with OpenAI.
Okay.
Is that the same company? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm not sure. But yeah, so Matthew was saying that maybe we could boycott Disney because they're getting involved with AI and stuff. And I'm like, well, you could, but I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. I mean, we've been down that road before with this stuff,
And we talked about this with last time I was on here, the whole AI stuff. It's like, I think it was with Jay, if I'm not mistaken. What people have to realize is it's going to cut costs and it's going to make things a lot faster to come out for movies. Such as I forgot, I think it was Jared who was kind of explained it to us, or Jose, but they were pretty much saying like they're not going to use the AI for the creative part of the movies or the projects. They're not going to say, build me a script with this, or, we're not going to make a movie straight from AI. It's more of like they're going to help the production move a lot faster with some coding and stuff like that. If they do it that way, I'm okay with. But as soon as they start making AI scripts or AI video, then that's when, yes, a boycott would be something that would be talked about. But as far as what they're using it for, and they're very transparent what they're using it for, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that AI is really the genie's out of the bottle with the AI stuff. It's going to be utilized to some capacity, right? And I think you hit the nail on the head, Tones, where you can utilize this new technology in responsible ways, right? The incoming Disney CEO Josh D'Amaro stated in that ABC interview, he's like, yeah, we're not going to replace our creatives. We're gonna use it, but it's not gonna replace the hardworking people and the creative minds at the Walt Disney Company. And I think that's fine. I'm okay with that, And Remy D here says, yeah, it is an open AI product. Okay, so that makes sense. That goes back to what Matthew was saying. That's why he was suggesting a boycott. And here's the thing too, if Matthew's watching still, because I know it's kind of the time difference over there in the UK, but like this whole thing with OpenAI, a lot of people don't understand that Disney's not getting into. They didn't invest $1 billion into OpenAI because Disney's so like in love with AI. I don't think that's necessarily what it is. I think when they've invested all that money into OpenAI, it was more about protecting their IP. They want to have a seat at that table, and they want to be able to say, hey, you know what? You can't do this, you can't do that, right? So if they invest in those companies, now they have a little bit of leverage. So it's actually really smart business. Mr. Webber, do you want to opine on this one and on this topic, or?
Yeah, so pretty much, Josh Tomorrow, he's being really smart. It's either you dive in now or you drown later. So it's if he and the company don't do anything now while AI is still evolving as rapidly as it is, the company's going to get left in the dust with this technology and the industry, because this AI stuff is going to change the game. And this is why he is so heavily involved with the gaming stuff, right? With the digitized experience, and bringing the parks and other forms of entertainment all kind of into one package, if you will. And he's looking to push the company forward with that, while trying, like what you said, OG, trying to keep the IP and their franchises protected, because otherwise they're just going to start losing them to other studios or other people, and that's not something that they want. And in terms of boycotting, yeah, that's going to be very hard. I mean, you're always going to have the Disney adults, the Disney enthusiasts, who are always going to keep giving Disney money, whether it's at the park, the cruise line, vacation club, whichever way, So I think that'd be very hard. And here's the thing: if something doesn't work out with Disney, we will see it happen. I mean, we saw it happen with the failed was it the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser? That was something that was a total miss, and it hit them, and they had to close it down. So I think if there is anything that is kind of a boycott ish, or they're not seeing numbers from something, trust me, we will see that.
Yeah, no, well said. And Andy, I did read your super chat. Go back like maybe 10 minutes, brother. I got to your super chat, so check it out. Go back like 10 minutes and you'll see it. But Oleg here says, name a show that left you having your jaw dropped on the floor. You know what? To this day, I think one of my favorite shows of all time is Breaking Bad. I binged the crap out of that show. I couldn't put it down, dude. That show, and I know that's a very cliche thing because it's everyone's favorite, but it really is that good. I loved it. I loved it. What about you,
can I say something real quick? Because the fandom amongst all fans, the Breaking Bad elite, like the fandom, is in a bad spot right now. I don't know if you guys heard the news. What's going on?
No.
So there was a episode on Breaking Bad that was ranked a 10 out of 10. Perfect episode. Probably one of the best episodes of all time. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the new Game of Thrones show, just came out, just ended last Sunday. 2 Sundays ago, the episode 5 came out, and it was ranked a 10 out of 10. It was competing with the Breaking Bad episode. No other episode is ranked a 10 out of 10. So what did the fandom do? The Breaking Bad fandom? They went to IMDb, they downvoted this episode, and in the review, they put Didn't even watch the episode. No one's competing with our show, so I'm down. Or I'm putting this a 1 star or whatever, like a 1, like the lowest ranking you could do. So it went from a 10 out of 10 to a 9.8 or a 9.7. Guess what the Game of Thrones fandom did, bro?
What happened?
The Breaking Bad episode went from a 10, like a perfect 10. They're now ranked a 9.5 on IMDb. That episode. By the way, this episode came out 13 years ago. So it went from a 10.0 to a fucking 9.5 in like a week. Like, that's how crazy the fandom is, bro.
That is wild. So the Breaking Bad fans were mad?
They were pissed.
That's wild.
Yeah, they were pissed because the Game of Thrones was competing with that show or with that episode, because it's the only 10.0 on IMDb. The only perfect episode. And because Game of Thrones or A Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode was competing with it, they're like, fuck no. So they wrote in the review, haven't even watched the show, I'm just downvoting this because we're Breaking Bad fans.
Okay,
so that's toxic. That's toxic as hell. I don't know why we can't just love multiple things. That's crazy. That's
insane. And I don't get why that's even allowed to happen. Like, I do you think maybe, Tones, like there should be some protocol put in place to, like, hey, if you're only downvoting this or upvoting this for this, like this very surface level reason, it's not going to count. Do you think there should be something put in place?
Absolutely, because a lot of these rankings matter because of awards, because of renewing shows, continuing shows rather. And you get people who are like, say I'm an actor, I played one episode and it happened to be like the only 10 out of 10 episode on the season, and you go to that episode and check why it was so good, and it's because I was in there. Like, I could get more jobs because of it. Like, people lose out on jobs because of these ranking. To me, rankings are kind of weird. Like, that's why I don't really rank movies and TV shows anymore. But you get those people who benefit off them tremendously. You get awards, you get all this shit. But the fact that they're writing in their review, I didn't even watch this, I'm just downvoting it because I'm a Breaking Bad fan. That's when they should implement something where, someone from IMDb goes into the reviews, they look at them like, okay, this is obviously not a good review. This is not a legit review. I'm going to take it off. And so it won't affect the overall score for it, because it matters.
No, it does. I agree. Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, the homie KP here says, agree that in Narcos. Narcos is a great show. Yeah, I really love Narcos as well. That is really good stuff.
Me too.
Really, really good stuff.
I have a
Pedro
question
Pascal,
after this.
Well, Pedro Pascal was in the Narcos Mexico, right? I believe.
Yeah.
He killed it on that. He absolutely killed it. But go ahead, Tones. What's your question, brother?
No, I'm going to put up the question. I have a question that I want to put up after this.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
Because I like this, and I want your opinion on it, because shout out to Nessa. There's one thing that I think is kind of hit or miss nowadays, is these classics being remade. We've had plenty of conversations about it. I'm more of the fan who likes the live action getting remade into another live action, but I guess the animated versions that are getting remade into the live actions haven't been hitting well for me. Like, what's that cop movie with Liam Neeson that came out recently? They redid that one.
Naked Gun.
Yes, they remade that one. Like, I don't mind when they do remakes like that, like the classic movies. But when they're remaking these animated movies, they're a lot of hit or miss. And we saw how Lion King was. That wasn't a lot of people disliked the Lion King. Of course, the was it Cinderella?
Yeah, they did Cinderella. They did
Snow White.
Snow White. That was, oh my god. Like, there's just a huge difference nowadays of these remakes. But are they good? Are they bad? What do you guys think? Because I don't think they're that good.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, Tones. I think that, I think it's creative laziness most of the time. I think they're cash grabs.
Absolutely.
Right? Most of the time. I mean, here's the thing. Disney used to do a lot of the really cool original live action movies, right? Like the Mighty Ducks. Those were great movies, man.
Yes, dude.
Right? Yes. Those are dope. Go and do more of those, Disney. Don't go back into your animated library and remake things in live action. I think it's lazy. I do. And most of the time, they're not usually as good. Now, there's been a few good ones, just a couple. Like I like the Cinderella live action. That was pretty good with Lily James. That was a good movie, and I liked the Jungle Book live action. Other than that, most of them are not good. So I don't know. Yeah, I think they're lazy. I think they shouldn't do them. They should be putting out stuff that's more original. And also even like it attracts so much negativity towards the studio because there's so much emotion attached to these movies, classic movies.
Mhm.
And now you have them remaking it, and it's just not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, But what say
And-
you, Webber? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Tom, sorry.
No, I was good. Web.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think it needs to stop. No one's asking for these movies. No one wants them. They could have saved a lot of money by not making these. You know what I mean?
Hey, you can save a lot of money, bro. Yeah, you can save a lot of money.
Absolutely.
You can bring back our people mover with all that money they're saving.
Oh, dude, OG, people over no, dude, go bigger. All Tomorrowland, a whole new Tomorrowland.
Absolutely. Now, this is an
Yeah.
interesting one from Nessie. I'm glad you brought this one up, Tones. Go ahead, bro. I'll let you start off.
Yeah, what is the last movie that really stayed with you after watching it, and why? For me, you guys all know, most of you guys know I'm a music guy. I mean, I got music notes tatted on my fucking arm. Like music in a way saved my life. And Sinners was that movie for me. It really stuck with me. Like it really, really stuck with me because of the implement of music. You see the way they used it in that movie was phenomenal, dude. And you can't, Ryan Coogler, one of the best directors and creators in the industry, did a phenomenal job with it. And the fact that Michael B. Jordan didn't win every category he was nominated in was insane because of the work he did with the two characters he played. He played two twin brothers. And to me, that stuck with me a lot. And like I said, the way they implemented the music, it made it a part of the story. And it kind of reminded me of how K-pop Demon Hunters use the music as well with the way they implemented the music in there. I love music, and that really stuck with me crazy. So definitely,
love that.
Definitely Sinners.
I love that. One movie that stuck with me, it made when I watched this movie, it's an older movie, but when I watched this movie, man, it was like I was like thinking about it for like almost like a week after, was The Notebook. I don't know if you guys saw that movie, but that movie, bro, I mean, I don't want to, like, it's an old movie, so I'll spoil it. But when you go through that whole movie, it's like a love story, the whole 9 yards. At the end of the movie, it turns out it's the dude basically telling his wife, who's in the hospital with Alzheimer's, how they met. Like he's basically retelling their love story because she doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that is rough. That is rough. Like, I don't know. That movie hit me so hard. I don't know. There's something about that movie, dude, that was really hard to digest for me, dude. And it stuck with me for a long time. But what about you, Tones? I mean, Webba, sorry.
Yeah, so I'm going to be the oddball here. It's going to be kind of strange, but I'm kind of really apathetic when it comes towards like music and movies. Like when I listen to music or watch emotional movies, for some reason, I'm not really that emotionally invested in these things.
Okay.
I don't know why. So
You're a
nothing
psychopath.
really.
That's why you're a psychopath. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, probably. I don't know,
I'm
but
just
like
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I would say that the one movie though that did actually, I was like, wow, that was awesome. Was when I watched part 1 of Wicked. Like when I saw that, because again, I don't really care for musicals. So when I went to go see it, and after the movie was done, I was like, wow, I actually felt like I had an experience. I was like, this was dope. But in terms of like having an effect off me after the movie's over or anything like that, I don't get that. I'm like, okay, that was cool. I liked it, or I didn't like it, and I kind of just move on. So, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, real quick, OG.
Yeah.
Another movie that really stuck with me, not in a sense of like I related to it, but just the pure, like, how can I say this? The storytelling in this movie, both of the Dune movies, but Dune 2 to me was the best sequel I've ever watched. And
Wow.
the way it stuck with me, as far as like me talking about it, me doing videos about it, like it stuck with me in that way. Like I said, not necessarily a relate kind of way, but it was such a good those movies were so good. I cannot wait for the third one to come out.
Nice. Now Andy here gave it $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Andy. Appreciate you so much.
W Andy.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it, brother. Let us not forget James Vanderbeek and Robert Duvall. That is, 100%. James Vanderbeek recently passed away from colon cancer, which is crazy that a lot of young people now are getting colon cancer, man. Like people under 50, which is incredibly sad. And hopefully that we can kind of figure out why that is, because that is kind of insane. But James was a really good dude. We lost him like a week ago, I think, right? And then Robert Duvall, I mean, Hollywood legend. So too many. We're losing too many legends, too many great people way too soon. Clayton Roberts here says Dune Part 2 is goated.
It's so good, OG. Obviously, people who love Star Wars, I don't know if you guys would necessarily understand what Dune is because Star Wars came out when it did. But I don't know if you guys know this, but George Lucas took a lot of inspiration from the Dune books. Like that was it was a very influenced book from George Lucas, and you guys could see the similarities. If you guys watch the movies, you'll see the similarities when it comes to Star Wars and Dune. And the Dune books came out before any Star Wars project came out, so a lot of people were like, oh, this is just another Star Wars. It's like, no, it's kind of Dune influenced obviously different storylines and stuff like that, but there's a lot of similarities with it, and people will love it if you guys love Star Wars.
So I've actually, sorry, OG. So I'm gonna say something, Tones, that you're not gonna like, and that the audience is not gonna like. So I haven't seen part 2, but I saw part 1, and I didn't care for it, man. To be honest.
No, and believe me, I'm not saying that it's like a movie that a lot of people understand, but it's the when it came out, I believe was during COVID, and a lot of people didn't watch it for what it was. Like people just anticipated this huge movie to come out. It was mostly about the story than it was the actual action of the movie. If you watch it again, dude, I promise you'll see it completely different. You'll see it completely differently.
All right, interesting. Now, Remy D here says, Tones, what do you think about the new Michael Jackson movie?
Okay, so I watched the trailer and everything. I love the fact that I believe it's his nephew or his cousin or someone in his family is playing Michael Jackson in the movie. I love that because you see these people who are Michael Jackson impersonators, and a lot of them, by the way, there's this one dude on fucking TikTok, and he watches the trailer as if it's him they're doing the biop from, or the biopic for. It's fucking weird. Anyway, there's a lot of these imitators that actually think that they're fucking Michael Jackson, and I'm sure tried out for this role, but I love the fact that it's someone from the Michael Jackson family who is playing him for this movie. And I love that aspect, and I don't think that I wouldn't have wanted to see it any other way than someone from his family actually playing him.
Yeah, no, Michael Jackson, dude, is he's such a legend, bro. Like, I mean, there will never be, and I'm very confident in saying this, there will never be another Michael Jackson. You know, I mean, what
Chris Brown's the closest thing to it, man.
I mean, I loved because Michael, it's weird too, right, Tones? Because Michael Jackson, I know they call him the king of pop, but it's almost like he's like his own genre almost, because his sound is so different, right?
Yeah, obviously we loved him, you know, his solo stuff, but even when he was with Jackson 5, it was just beautiful fucking music, man. It is literally it was just beautiful to listen to. But Michael Jackson he was one of those, you know, Beatles kind of thing. Like he came out at a certain time, and the way his music, it was so different, and it was his own genre, like you said. So it's kind of weird because nowadays we won't get those because of that reason, because we won't see something we haven't seen before, other than maybe lyrics, but it's not going to have that same effect like the Michael Jacksons had or the Beatles had. So definitely never going to see that again.
Well, right, and I was going to say, bounce off OG, that we are never going to get an era like that ever again either.
True.
You know.
No, well said, well said. And Andrew, I will get back to your question, but real quick because it pertains to the Michael Jackson stuff. Alyssa here says, "I don't know. I feel a type of way about Hollywood profiting off of him, as they didn't drag the fuck out of him post-mortem." That's I mean, that is pretty. Alyssa, you're not wrong. She's not wrong.
True.
I mean, that's pretty true. They did do that. They did do that, which is unfortunate. But Andrew Kellogg here says, "Do you guys think that Disneyland Museum? Do you guys think that?" I think he's trying to say, do you think Disney should build a Disneyland Museum based on Disneyland history? Yeah, I mean, I'd be cool with that. I mean,
wait, they don't have one yet?
They don't have one. No, they have the Walt Disney Family Museum up in the like the Bay Area, which I went to that like 2 or 3 years ago, bro. That thing is amazing, amazing.
Wow.
But they don't have a whole museum dedicated to Disneyland. I think that'd be kind of cool actually, because you can set up a lot of cool stuff in there, like the old Skyway buckets, the old People Mover stuff, and then you have a spot for all that stuff to go. You know, like when they eventually close it down, because you know these parks are very much an ever changing sort of creative sandbox, which is what Walt Disney wanted for these parks. You know, he wanted them to constantly evolve and change. So a lot of times this stuff gets removed and fans get all mad. But if we had a museum to kind of celebrate that stuff, and you can, as a fan, you can kind of go there and check out these old ride vehicles and what have you. That'd be pretty cool.
You
You
know
support that?
You know what's crazy, real quick, OG?
Yeah.
I just thought about this when you said that. Okay, what's the Yeti one? I forgot the name of it.
Matterhorn.
Matterhorn. You know the I guess the Yeti that's on the Matterhorn, that was the old one.
Oh yeah, Harold.
Yes. So he's now in the Guardians of the Galaxy queue. Like they just have him in the fucking random in the queue. So when I saw that and I leaned over to Marcus, I was like, "Why is this here? I wasn't here last time." And he told me like, "Oh, they they redid it and they put him in here." I'm like, "Why the fuck is he in the corner at a queue? Like it's just so random." But it would be perfect at the museum. It'd be perfect.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so story nerd bit here, Tones. Okay, all right. So
okay, cool.
We're getting nerdy story time with Webber.
I'm down. I'm down.
So I mean, you think of it as like a cool like homage to like the Matterhorn with that old Yeti, but also if you think about it, that's the collector's fortress. So he goes around collecting a bunch of these kind of antiques from the galaxy.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
It's pretty cool. I like when Disney does kind of funny stuff like that, where it's like, and actually, Tones, it's kind of interesting where if you go into Tomorrowland, into the gift shop, when you exit the Buzz Lightyear ride, the gift shop, the cashier counter, and the shelving units are old ride vehicles. The shelving units on the wall are the old rocket jets from like the 1960s Tomorrowland. And then the facade of the cashier table is the old People Mover vehicles.
Really, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I didn't go there last time. When I went with you guys, I didn't go to. I don't think we did that one. I didn't even know there was I've never been to the Monsters Inc. ride. I've never been to it. At all the times I've been there, I didn't even know it was there. I thought they were, when you guys, I think it was Candid was talking to me about it. I was like, yeah, aren't they building a Monsters Inc. like land or whatever? And he was like, or another ride. He was like, no, it's already there. I was like, when did they build that? I've never been there. And he was telling me that it's been there. I didn't even know that, dude.
What? Yeah. This last time, did you end up riding it or no?
No, I didn't. I just found this out maybe like 2 days ago.
What? Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Apparently, they're delaying the Monsters Inc. or something like that, right?
They are. Yeah, they're delaying to 2027. But that being said, though, it's not delaying Avatar, so that's the right thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's not delaying Avatar. But okay, so Tones, remember when we waited in line to get our Baja Breezes?
Yeah.
It's like right around the corner from that.
Oh my god!
It's like right there. Yeah,
I did not know that. See, I would have. That's one of my favorite Disney movies, like Monsters Inc. Like it's one of my favorite. Is it Disney?
Yeah, it's Disney. It's Pixar, but it's Disney.
Okay, Pixar. That's what. Okay, but yeah, that's crazy.
But Patricia McLaughlin, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. Appreciate you. And then we got Alyssa here. Would you run in the Disney 5K marathons? I mean, I don't know. I mean, because you have to pay for those things, I think, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't. I don't know if I would do that. I
If
don't
I
know.
train
What-
for it, yeah, absolutely. If I train for it, like give me a year and I'll do it next year. I'm for
Yeah.
sure down.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's good
they also
exercise.
have they also have like one of my buddies who lives in or who works at Disney. His wife I believe went to the marathon and also did the yoga. They have like a yoga in the morning
Yeah.
before the park open.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
cool too.
Yeah, dude, it's like at 5 a.m. They have all the yoga people. So they have like the instructors in front of the castle, and then they have like all of the hub, and then down Main Street have like bunch of yoga mats and people just doing their stretches and things like that.
That's pretty sick.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wild. Now, Nessie here is asking, what's the most overrated movie of all time? Tones. Overrated. Overrated, man.
Fuck, dude. You're gonna have to give me a minute. Most overrated movie of all time.
Of all
Yeah.
time, that's pretty steep there, you know.
It is.
That's rough.
I gotta look up some. Hold on.
That's a tough one, Nessie. I'm trying to think too. Like, what would be an overrated movie that I didn't really like? What
Okay,
about you, Webber?
I have one ready to go. It's a newer one, and the chat's gonna blast me for this, and so is the community. Avatar.
Okay. Oh, well, I mean,
I haven't seen them all, so I can't comment on that.
I mean, that's fair. Actually, that's a pretty good one, Webber, because I like the second one. I haven't seen the third one yet. I like the second one a lot, but I mean, is it $2 billion a movie good? I don't know.
And that's my point. I don't think it is. I mean, visually it's stunning, yes, but everything else for me, in terms of story, characters, and whatever else you can think of, just falls flat for me. I don't care about it. I think it's way overhyped. It should not. I mean, seriously, I don't think the movie is worth that amount of money that it makes. So that's why I'm going to put that as most overrated movie of all time.
I would agree.
Franchise.
The whole franchise. Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think that would be mine as well. I don't hate the franchise, but it's not worth the money that it brings in. You know, and we talked about it, Webb, on the phone the other day, where it's like my biggest issue with Avatar is how when you watch a movie like Star Wars, for example, right?
Yeah.
All the creatures and aliens and all the droids, they're all very distinct and they all have very cool personalities.
Yeah.
You can tell, okay, there's Chewie, right? There's the Ewoks, there's Yoda, there's Mando, right? They're all very unique. They're all very different. It's very eclectic. You watch a movie like Avatar, and they all look kind of the same. Like all the aliens look like, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of variety with these characters. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Tones.
Yeah.
Fucking Fast and Furious. Holy fuck, dude. I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing?
I
Fast
agree
and
with you on
Furious
that.
movies are so awful. Like I feel like I'm watching a fucking superhero movie with these cars that literally, like, I watched the dumbest shit the other day, guys. It was, what's his name? Who's the fucking main character, the main guy in there? Dominic Toretto.
Oh yeah.
What's her name? Flew off the bike and he caught her fucking with the hood of his car, like in midair after she got flung, and then he fucking drives his car off the like a cliff, and then all of a sudden, like, he catches like this chain, and the chain flings him on the other side of the cliff. I was like, what am I watching, dude?
Tones.
What am I watching, bro?
Hey, Tones, have you been on Supercharged yet?
I have not.
Oh, OG, dude, Tones has to get on Supercharged, man. If you want to see some ridiculousness, go on Supercharged.
Is it bad?
So yeah, it's okay. So it's part of, or what's gone now actually in California. I think Florida closed too actually, but you can check it out on YouTube. But like, it was part of the tram tour at Universal Studios Hollywood, and you would go through like this screen tunnel, and it would be like all the it would look like you're going through LA, and there's like all this crazy stuff with like cars next to your tram, and they're shooting at you. But one of the best scenes, I wrote it with Webba for your first time, right?
Yeah.
And Dom, that's his name, right? Dom.
Dom. Yeah.
He's on the helicopter. He's hanging from the helicopter, and Webba was just cracking up. Webba was losing his mind. He's like, dude, it's so, like, the proportions are so messed up. Like, he was bigger than the helicopter.
It doesn't make sense how that movie did as well as it did. The
Well,
fact that they have
Tones.
a land or a ride for it. Oh, God,
Well, Tones, it's family, dude. Come on.
I guess.
It's
Family that dies and comes back like every other movie.
yeah.
God.
No, it's crazy. I lost interest in it. I used to like Paul Walker. I think he was a good dude, you know, and
Shout
stuff.
out to Paul Walker. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. But like,
RP, man.
yeah, 100%. But Shane Narani, there was a Walt Disney Museum in Marceline, Missouri, where Walt grew up. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
That's dope.
You know, it was a funny little story. I was actually in, is it Burbank? I think it's Burbank. Anyway, I'm sitting there at this ice cream place, and I'm at outside the ice cream place, right? And I'm eating my ice cream, and I look across the street, and there's a Gelson's Market, and I'm like, Gelson's, okay. And I'm eating my ice cream, and I see the street, and it's on Hyperion. And I'm like, dude, that Gelson's is sitting on the same lot that the first Disney Studios was built on. Like the Disney Studios before the one they have now was built on that lot, and it was replaced with the Gelson's. I've known this for years, and I'm looking at it going, it's like Gelson's now? Like, how depressing is that? Like, Disney couldn't have stepped in and saved it? Like, damn, dude, you know? But yeah, it was pretty bad. Ryan Turner here says you don't like that they're going to space in Fast and Furious 9.
I mean, come on. We go from Tokyo Drift to fucking drifting on Mars, dude. What are we doing, dude?
It is absolutely crazy. And Jose here says, not too much on my Fast and Furious Tones. It's for family. Yeah. I just
so Alyssa said this real quick. I don't what does she mean by that?
Let me see. Wait,
no,
Alyssa,
I'm sorry. No. This one right here.
You know, the historical connection that's meant to be portrayed in the Avatar movies. You know, I've heard, and I could be wrong, it's like a Native American thing, Rachel, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what you're referring to? Because I do believe that that's kind of what I've heard. It has very similar story beats. At least the first movie did with
I didn't know that.
like Pocahontas. So I think that's what she's referring to. Now, I got to ask you guys. Have you guys seen this? The Muppet Show? The new one?
Mm-mm.
I haven't either. It's on my list, but I want to see it. I really want to see it.
You got to stop saying the word list because the scroll is what you're at now. You're at a scroll.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. But I love the Muppets, and I'm glad that they're getting all the success. I heard it was like one of the most, like, it did really well on Disney Plus, which is cool, man. The Muppets have had a really rough go the past like 40 years. So it's good to see them back in business, you know. I love the Muppets. Yeah, I love the Muppets. And yeah, Rachel confirmed it, how the Native Americans were pushed out of their lands. Yeah. So I mean, it's a cool story and stuff, Rachel, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, here's the, I'll say this for Avatar, for me, it's not like, okay, so you can have a lot of movies that have a lot of stories about, like, you know, a more technological society coming in, you know, but I know Avatar, they're very advanced too with some of this stuff, but they still kind of operate on like bows and arrows and, you know, being one with nature and things like that. But you have a highly more advanced technical society coming in trying to take over, right? But I'm sorry, the characters in Avatar are just not interesting. The bad guys or the good guys, like, no one's interesting. So I don't really care what's happening in the movie. It's just they don't look interesting, they don't sound interesting, they don't do anything interesting, you know. The only interesting thing is just the battles. At least this is my opinion. And there's nothing really noteworthy about the movies, and that's why I don't feel that it should make as much money as it does. And that's why I feel it's overrated.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Now, Storybook Sorceress, always good to see you. Favorite Disneyland snack or drink? Tones, when you go there, what's your go-to, man?
I'll go first on this one because I love their fucking cinnamon and cream cheese pretzel. It is the best thing, bro. I think was it you, Webba, who I gave some to?
Yes, dude. I get that now. That thing's so good.
It's so good. But it's a cream cheese filled pretzel with cinnamon. And now my favorite drink, it's at DCA. It's the Baja Breeze, dude. Oh
yes. Yes. No, I agree with I agree with Tones. That Baja, it hits. It's really good. Lamplight Lounge. I don't know if Bob from Berry Place is still in the chat. Let me know. I haven't been to Lamplight in forever because you can never get a reservation there anymore. But they used to have donut holes there, with like dipping sauces that were amazing, bro. Like amazing. And that's probably my favorite snack. If they still have them, I can never get in there. You can never get like like a spot. So, but what say you, Webba? Was it the
Yeah, it was what Tone said. But I will say for a close second, a classic Disneyland churro, always good. And for drinks, I don't drink, so I don't have one for that. But I would just I just go over there, have a Coke. But yeah, I'm
there you
good
go,
with
there
one.
we go. We got Mr. Jason Hill in the house. What's going on, Jason? Always good to see you, brother. Did Walt succeed more by being the first to show audiences something new rather than by having the best stories? Ooh, that's a great question. And is Disney struggling now because it's no longer first? God, that is a really good question, Jason. Here's the thing though, like when you're first to do something, there's not a whole lot of like references. Like there's not like any reference points. So it's always going to seem he's right. It's always going to seem better. But I will say this, for example, when it came to like Snow White, one of the critiques that people had at that time with him making an hour and a half animated movie was like, because at that time cartoons were mostly slapsticky and that kind of thing. He was like, no, I can prove you guys wrong. I can actually make a full-length animated cartoon and I can pull some emotion from the audience, right? So yes, he was first for something like Snow White, right? The first animated movie, but he was trying to do something different. And I think Snow White's a masterpiece, dude. I mean, I really, really do. So I think in that case, I think it was both. He was first, and it was a great story, and it was well executed. And then we also have what else did he do? Well, the first sound cartoon, which is Steamboat Willie, which is pretty. I mean that little tune is kind of iconic. I don't know. That's a great question, Jason. But I mean, the thing with Walt though is that Walt didn't typically half-ass things. So
Yeah.
most of the stuff that he did, he came through, And actually, it's interesting because Disney as a company even has sort of continued that legacy because like through Pixar, that was the first studio to release a full-length computer animated movie with Toy Story. So that was kind of cool. But the MCU, that's historic too. I mean, that the run they had up until Endgame was crazy. Go ahead, Tones.
I was gonna say when he says Disney struggling now because it's no longer first. What first in what? What are we talking about exactly?
So I actually like this question because I've been kind of talking about this for a while. Is that recently the company has been more on a reactive basis than a proactive basis. So it's like, oh look, someone in this industry is doing this. Now we have to step up and do that. Whereas we have grown up before seeing the company, they are the first ones to do something innovative, right? They push forward the technologies, and that's what Walt did. He was a man with vision, pushing the boundaries of what the capabilities were of his Imagineers, his artists, right? And then for the last couple of years, we've been seeing that the company they have fallen short with that, especially with Universal stepping up on their theme park game. They're really increasing the capabilities of what you can do in a theme park, and then Disney is kind of like peeking around the corner and be like, oh look, they're doing this. Okay, we should do this too. I think that's what he's referring to. At least that's how I interpret that. But yes, Disney really used to be that lead pioneer of innovation, creativity, just moving the boundary forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's why when Josh D'Amaro came out on that recent interview and said he's a risk taker, I like that. I like that. You need to take risks in this company. That this company was built on risks. I mean, everything from Snow White to Disneyland, all of it. It was all risk, So yeah, great question, Jason. What do you think, Tones? I mean, I know I mean, in terms of like Disney right now and taking risks and kind of like, because I mean, even the live action remakes are sort of an example of them not taking risks.
Yeah.
Kind of lazy, what are your thoughts on the current state of all that?
I mean, you can take a calculated risk at any time. You just have to have confidence in that risk taking. You gotta know what you're doing before you just take the risk. Though a lot of people just go in blindly. Josh D'Amaro sounds like he's a level-headed dude who will study on what he's taking that risk on. But you guys can speak more about that. But yeah, you have to take a risk in any company to succeed. As long but the calculated risks are they could be a good thing and a bad thing in a way as well. So you just gotta know how to separate the two.
Yeah, no, well said, well said. Now, Ryan Turner here says, do you guys think Iger and Dana Walden have more to do with the live action remake since 2019? I'm hoping Diamaro and Walden put an end to those. Well, Iger maybe, but Walden is not. Walden is a studio person, but she's more on that TV side. Like she's more like Hulu and stuff like that. So the movie side is more like Alan Bergman, right? So Alan Bergman and Iger, yes, I agree, Ryan. It's definitely those two gentlemen for sure. I hope Josh D'Amaro and Dana put an end to them. I think they're unnecessary. Like I said, I think they're cash grabs. If you have to do them, if you really want to do a live action remake, then go ahead and remake some of the movies that didn't do as well initially, right? So do like a Treasure Planet live action. Like I'm down for that because that animated movie bombed. Give that franchise a second chance at life through maybe live action. That's different. But when you're trying to remake a masterpiece like The Lion King, are you kidding me? Like really? And you're gonna do that with these weird looking like hyper realistic like lions, and it doesn't look right when they talk and stuff.
Yeah, and also too, I will go and say, not to get too much into it, but I will say too, the other problem with the live action remakes is especially with the past, say 5 years, it was really a time for them, which I think was a mistake, to input some of the type of marketing focus that they did for some of these movies that were in the wrong direction if you were going to remake these movies. So I do hope that I do Josh, he's a forward thinker, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why he probably got the position. He's again open AI, looking into video games, trying to increase experience, bring the experience to everybody worldwide, right? Um, but yeah, that's the live action stuff has to go. And here's the other thing too. Until he's in, like even with like Starfighter, we're not going to see the fruits of what his decisions are until later down the pipeline because everything
Right.
that's still going through now is still under the current regime.
I was just about to say that it's going to be about 2, maybe 3 years before you kind of see what the Josh D'Amaro effect is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well said, guys. Well said. Exactly. Because, and it's going to be interesting too, because we have a new CEO. We got Dana Walden being promoted to president and chief creative officer.
I love that
And
move, by the way.
That was perfect. I agree, Tones. That was absolutely perfect because, Josh D'Amaro is a theme park guy.
Yep.
So it was good to have Dana come in there with some studio experience, especially right now, man. I mean, with AI and streaming and all that, you need a studio person that's high up. So that was perfect. But we're also seeing major changes with Lucasfilm, with Filoni and Brennan now running the show. Kennedy's gone. So between the new Disney CEO and all the Lucasfilm stuff, like you were saying, Tones, 2-3 years from now, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that all shakes out. Alyssa here says, I think that Disney also struggles with doing new or original things because they got so much backlash. That's the thing. The fandom, a lot of times, it's the gift and the curse. I know that, like, okay, perfect example, right? Out here in California, like for Disneyland, like when they touch anything that's classic, the fans go crazy. They get all mad. Well, out there in Tokyo, they bulldozed their entire Space Mountain, bulldozed it, like leveled it, and they're rebuilding it from the ground up even better. Okay. This thing looks crazy, Tones. I gotta send you the pictures. It looks crazy. But I was like, it was frustrating to watch it because I'm like, see, in Tokyo, they have the freedom to sort of do that. Out here in California, because it's like Walt's Park, the original park, you can't get away with anything like that. You can't really make the bold moves because the fandom gets all upset every time you touch something. So
yeah, no, I agree. There's with any company now, especially Disney, because a lot of people think it's this like I guess influence, like political influence now. Like you just see people talk shit about it. At least I hear. So I don't know if it's true or not, but you hear those things where it's just like politically this or you have to have some kind of backlash with everything. I mean, you don't have to. I'm saying they get a lot of backlash with everything they do. So it's those. Talk about risks again. They have to take a calculated risk when it comes to, especially when it comes to culture stuff that Disney does. I feel like you have to do your research before you take that risk of doing a culture kind of project, if you will.
No, well said. Absolutely, you have to. You absolutely have to. Disney is under a microscope, and when they make moves, everybody watches. So it's a whole different landscape with them. CSRS here. Oh, good to see you, CSRS. Could you see the Simpsons getting a mini land in the Simba lot? You know what? I don't see that happening. CSRS. I think Disney will utilize the Simpsons in the parks, but not for stuff like that. I think we're going to see stuff like maybe the Treehouse of Horrors for like Oogie Boogie Bash, things like that. I can't see Disney building like a land based on the Simpsons. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't think that's the direction they're going to go in with it. I mean, Webba, what's your speculation on that? Do you think, I mean, it's possible or?
Please no. I would rather not see this like a Simpsons land or Springfield in a Disney park. I mean, for me, it's bad enough with Universal. I don't like that land. I think it looks awful at Universal.
Yeah, me too.
Granted, the space is small, so I get it. It's very much landlocked, but still, like that, like Simpsons or like having a land based off of like Family Guy or something like that. Like those stylized kind of cartoon animated features is not uh it's not visually appealing and not a place I'd be like, oh, I actually want to go experience what it's like to be in there, you know?
That's a great point, Webba. And it kind of circles back to like the Avatar stuff, right? Because Avatar, like you were saying, is kind of like an franchise,
Yeah.
but it's an amazing environment, right? So it's like,
Right.
even if you don't like Avatar, Pandora and Animal Kingdom, and likely the one we get out here at California Adventure, is going to be amazing. So you don't have to like that franchise to want to experience that world. That's pretty sick, right?
Mhm.
But Simpsons is kind of the opposite, right? Like, or Family Guy, or even. It's like, I love those shows. I think Family Guy is hilarious. But like, do I want to experience Quahog in the real world? Nah, it's like whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch it, but I don't want to go there, right? So it's two opposites, but same
It's
idea.
a different kind of nostalgic, like seeing things that would be cool. Like you go to these lands and you'll aesthetically it's cool to see, but like, is it good enough to like, I want to build a land of it? Like there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to see a Simpsons land. Like it doesn't, or a Simpsons attraction, because it just doesn't intrigue me. But like a Game of Thrones or whatever, I mean, I would just use Game of Thrones because it's just what it is. But like, you would want to see something that cool because there's something that it makes sense for you to put it right, or kind of a land of what that would look like rather than a Simpsons.
Yeah,
It's just nostalgic,
100% agree. 100% agree. Now, Remy D here says, what about Simpsons house for HHN? Now, that would be pretty cool. Like to have like a haunted Simpsons, like Treehouse of Horror kind of thing that you walk through at Universal. That would be really cool. I don't know if Disney would authorize that at this point.
Can I pick the next one, OG?
Yeah. Random thought. I want to see Sinners go to the stage on Broadway. What films do you think would make good stage productions? Ooh, that's a good one. What say you, Toast?
Yeah, that's a very good one. That's why I wanted to bring it up. So, Sinners, 100% would love to see a Broadway show. I think that's the one that I would choose. Now, there's one that is currently on Broadway. Actually, I don't know if it's Broadway or I think it's in the UK, but it's the Harry Potter, the Cursed Child play, the stage play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that looks so good, especially when you have what's his name back as Malfoy. His name's slipping my mind, but the guy who plays Malfoy on Harry Potter is playing Malfoy's I think in the play, if I'm not mistaken. So,
yeah,
but
the blonde dude, I forgot his name too, but the blonde kid.
Yes. So I would love to go see that, even though it is already in production.
Okay, interesting.
But
What say you,
Sinners would be my answer too.
Sinners. Okay. What say you?
I can't really speak on the Broadway stuff. I actually
It is in your okay.
wouldn't really know. Yeah. So.
Oh, and he said that Tom Felton. There it is.
Tom Felton. There you go.
Thank
you, James. And then we'll take one more, and then we'll get out of here. We got Mr. Sam Chat over here, a good friend of the channel, Mr. Sam Chat. You guys pumped for Toy Story 5? Actually, that trailer looked pretty good. And I really like the concept of like this whole iPad, like because kids nowadays live on those iPads. So it is kind of funny how that the iPad is going to step in, and all the toys are worried now because the new technology, which is kind of classic Toy Story, right? Like it kind of they dealt with those kind of themes before. I think it's pretty cool, but we'll see how it does. You know, a lot of people felt like it should have ended with a third movie. You know, so we'll see. You know,
Yeah.
in Tones, did you see it? Are you pumped for it, or you don't really care?
Pumped, I mean, is a strong word, you know. Don't get me wrong. I love Toy Story. It's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, Pixar movies of all time. But there's only so much you could do with them, dude. Like I guess I'm just in that stage of my life where it's just like, I guess I get it. Like it's cool to see Buzz and everyone, but Andy, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not pumped, but I'll watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. I think I'm probably in the same boat as you. I think it looks interesting, but yeah, I'm not exactly like
Woody has,
crazy hyped.
yeah, I know. Woody has a bald spot. It's fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
I got-
Woody, that was jarring. I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on? That was weird.
Absolutely. I got one
That
more
made
question.
that
if you
made
don't
me
mind.
old. I was like, what the heck? I
Yeah.
mean, because these movies came out a long ass time ago. You know?
Absolutely.
So
I got one more question before we get out of here, OG.
yeah, go for it.
Because when I shout out to Nessa because she's had great fucking questions today, and Alyssa. Okay, she says if you could change the ending to the movie, what would it be? For me, I would change the ending to not I Am Legend. Is it I Am Legend? Hold on. Is it I Am Legend? Yes, I Am Legend. I would change the movie or the ending to I Am Legend because they filmed an alternate ending, which they are leading off with as the real ending for the movie. So they made the original movie I Am Legend. They ended it the way they did in the movie theaters. Once they released the movie, they put an alternate ending for people who wanted to see a different ending to the movie. Now they're continuing I Am Legend with Michael B. Jordan, and they're using the alternate ending as the real ending to the movie. Like they're making that part the canon so they could continue what it is. So I loved I Am Legend. I thought it was a great movie, especially when it came out. But I love the fact that they put that in there because it's an alternate ending to what most people probably don't even know that it was actually the real ending now because of what happened. So I would choose I Am Legend. Yeah.
Okay. All right. If I could change an ending to a movie, I would actually change an ending. I would change the way Rise of Skywalker ended. I've been saying for years, I think Rey should have went full Palpatine. Like she had Palpatine. She was a Palpatine. She should have went full dark side, Empress Palpatine, and then Kylo, he got redeemed and he's Ben Solo. And then you could have set up your next trilogy because you would have had the good dude, right, Ben, and you could have had the new baddie, which was Rey Ray Palpatine. I mean, that would have been sick, man. And she was a badass in that one vision with the red lightsaber. She looks so cool. So I would change Rise of Skywalker. I would make I would make her the bad guy at the end for sure. She'd just lean into her Palpatine roots and just be a badass. What say you, Emma?
So I don't have any specific movies in mind. I'm sure I have one. So but I'm gonna give a general one. A lot of horror movies, man, they just have crappy endings, dude. Like they just end, they just end suddenly or have just like a WTF ending. I'm like, what is this? So I would say a lot of horror movies need way better endings, dude. for sure.
I agree. I think the horror. Okay, this might be a hot take. I'm not a huge fan of horror movies because of the storylines and the way they end. But I've seen, of course, there's probably a lot of movies that are out there that might be good. I just haven't seen it. But for the most of the part, they're just not good endings, bro. I can't argue with that, Mike. I can't argue with that just because you can't off the top of your head, you can't tell me a freaking crazy ending to a horror movie that you're like, whoa, I did not see that coming.
No.
Like you just can't. I mean, at least I can't.
No, and horror movies for me, one of the biggest issues I have with horror movie, that genre, they depend way too much on the jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Tones, you're a story guy. Even with music, you're a story guy, you know? And the horror movies don't really have, they're not, story is not their strong suit. Most of the time. Not always, you know what I'm saying? Not always, but it just doesn't really, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well said, Webba. Well said. It says here, Alyssa says here, underrated horror movie, Bridge to Terabithia. I've never seen that.
I've not seen that
Never
one
heard.
myself.
It's on my scroll. It's on my scroll.
Yeah, it's on your
But I want to thank everybody. Hey, Tones Poppy, I love your audience. Your audience came through today.
Thank you, brother.
Whether it be the homie KP, Jose, Oleg, Alyssa, everybody, thank you so much. Everybody from Tones Poppy's channel, appreciate you. Everyone from OG55 would be Matthew Murr, James Gorgie, just Sam Chat. We love everybody. It was really a great time here today. Tones, if you can just remind everybody where they can find you on social media, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you again for having me, OG. Always a pleasure. Mr. Webber,
Yeah.
love you, brother. Always good talking with you, bro. Yeah, go to Tones_TV on all platforms. We do a lot of content on TikTok. We do daily lives. We talk, do breakdowns of like TV shows. We just got done doing A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We're going to be doing season 3 of House of the Dragon, Paradise. We're going to do all these TV shows and movies, all the breakdowns and stuff like that. So yeah, go to Tones_TV, and then we do YouTube breakdowns as well. We have Webba, we have OG on there, Jay Shear, Jared, we have everyone, or Capture the Magic on. So make sure you guys go to Tones_TV, guys.
There he is. Mr. Webba, it's good to have you on a live. It's been a little while. Feel like everybody at home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Of course. Well, first, thank you so much for having me on, and it's great also to be on here with Tones, Mr. Tones Poppy. Yeah, this is awesome live to be on, and thank you everyone for joining. You can find me on all social media platforms at Webcast Citizen, Mr. Webba. So that's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter.
There he is. I will be linking their information down below in the description after the show. Make sure you check them out on all these platforms. I want to thank everybody for watching at home. If you're on the replay, appreciate you. And as always, have a great day.
Thank you so much for watching OG55. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and become a member today. Mwah!